Now, the Tamil Nadu government has announced an extension of the maternity leave period for women employees having their third child. Tamil Nadu's Minister for Human Resources, D. Sarath Kumar, made the announcement in the State Assembly, extending the leave from 12 weeks to 365 days, the same duration provided for the first two children. At present, married women in the government employment with less than two children are granted 365 days or 1 year of maternity leave, while those with two or more children get up to 12 weeks of leave. Minister Sarath Kumar added that Tamil Nadu government is a welfare-oriented administration prioritizing social welfare and women's empowerment. According to the directives of the Supreme Court and subsequent state amendments, women employed by the state government with two or more surviving children are entitled to 12 weeks of maternity leave with full pay. The original 90-day maternity leave window was increased to 6 months in 2011, which was further extended to 9 months in 2016 and then to 1 year in July 2021. By the respective state governments at the time led by the DMK and the AIADMK. The latest policy change by the TVK-led government allows 365 days of maternity leave for the third child. The development comes against the backdrop of a row over first-time TVK MLA R. Pallavi bringing her newborn to the ongoing Tamil Nadu Assembly session. The TVK MLA had faced criticism for carrying her child with her, to which she responded that the accusation was unfair as she cannot leave her newborn at home. The development has also put southern India's population challenge into the spotlight. After decades of success in population control, southern states are now staring at an aging population. States like Kerala and Tamil Nadu already have a higher share of elderly population than the national average. Southern states are already well past the replacement level fertility of 2.1 children per woman, while the total fertility rate in India is 1.9. Southern states like Tamil Nadu have a fertility rate of 1.3, which is well below the national average. The hard-won demographic success is now turning into a source of deep economic anxiety as an aging population and declining births strain labor supply and overall economic growth. Now we are joined live on the broadcast by Brinda Dige, Director, Global Concerns India and prominent human rights activist. Welcome to the broadcast, Ms. Dige. We have seen that southern states have lesser fertility rate compared to the national average. Now, will this move help the declining fertility rate in Tamil Nadu?
See, first and foremost, we must also place on record that southern states, women and girls, have more access opportunities for education. Not only primary and high school, but also higher education, collegiate education. And so there is a lot of leeway for making decisions for women, whether they want to have one child, two child, how much they want to space this child. And like you mentioned in your opening remarks, almost 95% of women find it very difficult not to have any other outside support because of nuclear families. Now, when this government has come forward to say that they would give 365 days leave for the third child, don't expect that you're going to have 100% women making this decision and choice. It would be probably 20 to 25%. And it is needed because, like you mentioned, the declining fertility rate, because of us controlling population over the last 15-25 years, we have now lost out because of our aging population, which is very, very high. And we do not have the corresponding younger generation. And even if you have a younger generation may not be corresponding, but if you have even that little number of young people, they are all going abroad to study. So we are looking at not just the economic downfalls, but we are also looking at family and how families are struggling to survive. Not everybody wants to go and stay in old age homes. Not everybody wants to also go abroad. Not everybody who wishes to have a third child is able to have the third child. My only concern and grouse is that why only the state government? What about women working in the corporate sector? Of course, we are not even talking about women in the informal sector, because that area, they don't even get maternity leave. Forget one child, third child. There's no maternity leave at all. So I would appreciate and I would urge the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Joseph Vijay to also call the corporates and have a discussion with them to say, hey, this is our economic situation, our social, our cultural, and our political situation also. We want you to extend similar support for women wanting to have the third child. It is a burden on the women. Okay, let us not forget that. But then it's always been women who nurture everything. And now we also have to nurture our own economies, our families, our state. And that is why this move by Joseph Vijay is fantastic. I do hope the other chief ministers in South India also start looking at it. And it is time for Chief Minister Joseph Vijay to also start addressing the issue of how much of the revenue and tax money must go to northern Indian states, because we are giving away so much more because of the population on the other side, which means we are also taxing and overworking. And some part of it must remain with us. We need to be able to enjoy something for giving up so much, for sacrificing so much, for working hard to ensure that our population doesn't rise above a certain number. Now, for all of that, we're still being taxed by the union government and the North Indian states, and that's unfair.
Right, Ms. Sadike. And I am also curious to know, will it have any impact on women's employability?
It will have a lot of impact on women's employability, but you and I know that the government positions are also, only that 33% and less. Where do you find that there is a 50% on merit? Yes, this woman is capable, and so I'm going to give her that job. It is not there. So because the employability must come up, we are talking about corporate sectors and also the other informal sectors. Only then we will have more women in the labor force. Already the last 5 years, we have seen with a lot of other issues and the labor codes, women in the labor force have drastically come down. Not simply the safety issues, but all of these various issues. No maternal benefits, no benefits of promotion after you come back delivering a child. But in the state government or probably the central government, those issues are not there. You will still be getting your promotion and whatever it is as per protocol and as per procedure. Now, this is not something that we see in the corporate sector. Many women are also very apprehensive of even giving birth to the first child, because once they take that maternity off and come back, are their positions still secure? Is that promotion secured? So that is a huge challenge for women.
Right. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast, Ms. Sadike.